coming to the session, I will be having a PowerPoint presentation. Mostly we will be doing some hands-on. So I request all the participants, if you are connected through mobile phone or laptop or desktop, if you can practice along with me, not all the use cases, but some of the practice exercises you can do. It's well and good. First of all, let me get an input like what kind of a device that you currently use for connecting to this particular meeting. And if you are using mobile phone, please type M. If you are using desktop, please type D. If you are using tablet, use T. I think I covered. D for desktop, T for tablet, L for laptop, M for mobile. So let me have a quick look at readiness. Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of M, L. Okay, good. Okay. All right, it's nice. So don't worry if you are using mobile, laptop, desktop, well and good. If I know that if you are using a small screen, then it's difficult to switch between Gmail and the other window. But doesn't matter. If you can switch between the windows quite easily, then do some practicals and then send the responses back. So then let me share the screen. So this is going to be the third session. I have got some input about the previous two sessions, so that the input helps me to avoid some of the repetitions. You discussed about a few tools in the first two sessions. So definitely I will try to avoid some of the tools we've already covered in the first two sessions. I'll be emphasizing only on one point about ICT Academy. Ma'am was giving a very detailed introduction about myself, but I will be telling about some of my experiences in ICT Academy that will help you in the next 1.5 to 2 hours time. So ICT Academy is a skilling organization formed in the form of a public-private partnership. You can see the partners from the government side, the public side, it is Government of Kerala. And from the private side, companies like TCS, UST, Global, IPS, and Coaster. So these are the companies. Then what we do as part of our activities is we touch four stakeholders mainly. One is academia. Our primary focus is on campuses and universities where we connect with faculty members and students and doing technical training programs. So our area is purely on IT related thing. So we are specialized in IT and we do IT related things. And second is the youth, those who pass out of the campus looking for opportunities. We conduct an industry readiness program, which is in two modes. Like we have offices in Trivandrum Technopark, Korati Info Park, and Calicut Cyber Park. So ICT Academy is a Kerala-based organization. Those who are participating from outside Kerala, our focus is mainly inside Kerala. There we conduct youth related skill program. There also we do technology related training program focusing on industry related in IR 4.40 skills. So cyber security, AI, ML, application development, mobile, web, everything comes under our specialization. Then the third category is capacity building training program for government employees, and where we do a few things. Like one is productivity improvement, and second is currently we are doing some AI related training called Vidya AI, which focuses mainly on improving the effectiveness of employees by leveraging on the generative AI tools. So we trained over thousands participants in the last 1 year. So some of the use cases or tools that we will be discussing today is based on some of our experience with the larger employees comes under the government departments. And we also do upskilling training program for the corporates. So that is the fourth vertical, where we conduct similar training program. It can be generative AI or technology training program. So whatever that I will be talking or demonstrating or discussing with you in the next 1.5 hours is the experience my team members gained through the different skilling program, as well as application development experience we have with some of the government departments. So this is a brief about the speaker. So now coming to the session flow, uh, we have given you a pre-training survey form, and I could see around 30 participants already responded. So that actually is a very good sample for me to prepare for today's session. I will be giving you the responses back. I will show the summary based on the expectation that you have set for the session. So some of the tools that we will be discussing purely based on your submissions. And then I have a very small starting activity that is mainly to engage all of you to the session. And quickly after that, I will start with the demonstration of the tools. Not many, but purely focusing on some of the tools that is relevant for the faculty members, especially in 3-4 areas, especially for designing the curriculum and delivering, creating content and delivering class contents effectively in the classroom. And then some of the activities that happens after the delivery, like the assessments, how can you make yourself efficient, proficient in some of the other clerical job, I should be able to say, some not purely on the teaching side, some of the other outside of teaching activity. And I have a use case specifically on one particular area, and that will also help you to get some overall idea about the different tools. Finally, if time permits, we will be having a live quiz. Otherwise, I share the link so that you can do it after the session. So this is actually the plan for the day. So let me, before coming to the activity, let me share you the responses that all of you submitted. Like, so 29 responses we received. Years of experience is, I hope that this slide is visible. So not the screen is visible. Can anyone respond? Are you able to see the survey response?
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir.
So let me increase the size a bit. Base experience, actually 50% of you are 10 plus years of experience, and then 1 to 5 in the entry level, maybe the initial stages of your life, around 30% of you. So it's a very good mix of experienced as well as newly added professionals. So that's a good mix. Then secondly, I asked a question on department. This we couldn't able to see that what percentage is from computer science. And I know that it's a mix of computer science, MBA, environment, economics, but the bulk is from computer science. I understand that based on the response. So the 20, if I take 29 is a good sample from this group, majority of you are from the computer science background. But don't worry, if you are from a totally different background, don't have any exposure to Gen AI tools, you will be having some takeaway at the end of the session. So whether you are experienced in an AI tool, you are a beginner to the AI tool, then definitely that session will touch at least 1 or 2 tools that you can take, go with some new experience from today's session. And then familiarity, and specific question on the familiarity of AI tools. This actually is a split, like, so let me take it in this way. Put together somewhat familiar and very familiar, we have 89%. Like that's the reason why I already told you that most of you are from IT or IT related branches. Otherwise, still you use some tools. Most of these tools are generic tools, right? So you have some grip on the AI tools. The 10%, if you belong to the 10%, definitely I'll be starting from the scratch, so that you don't feel like we are talking something that is going beyond your head. And if you feel that some of the things that I tell or some of the words I mention are not able to, you are not able to digest, then please stop me and then ask for clarification. Then the next is on what are the different tools. If you already use some of the tools, I read some of the samples that like you mentioned about ChatGPT, Gemini, Napkin AI, then Quillbot is another one, Notebook LM is another tool, Cloud AI, Perplexity. We asked one question specifically on the kind of AI tools you already used. So those who are having responded to the survey, there was a question like that. These are the responses. So ChatGPT is the most common one. Gemini comes next, and Perplexity is something some of you are familiar with Perplexity. Then the four top main topics that we are planning to discuss, and out of which 80%, more than 80% wanted to discuss more on enhancing student engagement with AI. So this is actually a very good input for me. So I'll be spending some more time or discussing a few tools or processes that help you to enhance the student engagement within the classroom. Then this is actually a very interesting. I got some very interesting responses for what is one challenge you face inside the classroom, which you feel that which can be solved with the help of AI. And I have noted a few things like repetition is something. Some of you mentioned that uh, you do the same activity again and again. That may be boring for you. So can I replay some of these repetitive tasks with the help of AI? That's one question. A few of you asked about how can I improve the student effect engagement in the classroom. Right now, I am doing the student engagement better, so I can even make it even better. So some queries on that. Another one is on content creation, especially PowerPoint presentation. How can I use some of these AI tools to make PPT creation faster, better engagement? Then specific questions on how to avoid hallucinations. All right, so these are the main, and one thing on creating content, especially based on the accreditation norms, like every course should have, if you design new courses or curriculum, it should be matching with the program objective. Such inputs are also posted as the challenges. Right. So thank you so much for the survey response. Let me come back. So let's start with this first activity. It's good if you have a pen and a paper with you. If you don't have pen and paper with you, just visualize. So you can do the same activity through visualization as well. Three simple steps. And if you have the pen or pencil with you, draw a circle. The first is draw a circle. First instruction. So draw a circle is the first instruction. All right. Second instruction is mark a point inside. Now you might have drawn a circle. Mark a point inside. Okay. Third instruction is pen down, pencil down. If you have visualized it, visualize the circle, visualize a point inside, and then be ready. All right. Now I want a response from your side. And now let me tell you one thing, like there is no right or wrong answer for this activity. This is actually a very, the instruction is very clear, right? Okay. So imagine a circle or draw a circle and mark a point inside. Now in the chat box, you should respond these two things. If your point, the point you marked or point you visualize is the center point, type 0 in the chat. If you visualized or marked a point other than the center point, type 1. So it is a binary code, 0 for center and 1 for non-center point. All right. There is, again, I am telling there is no right or wrong answers. If you see center or non-center, it is right. I accept both the answers alike. Okay. So I'm getting a few. I think that is an equal mix of 1 and 0. Is it right? Like 2, 1, 6, 2, 8. It's like more zeros, less ones so far. Okay, so let me ask you the question back. Like, why did you did I say you to mark the center point? No, right. So my instruction was to mark a point inside. It's not the center point, right? But most of us tend to mark the center point. All right. There might be some reason. So I am not asking for reason, but I tell you, most of the times we draw the circle using a compass, and whenever we draw the circle and take the compass away, the compass leaves a point in the middle, right? So whatever circle we have drawn using the compass always leave a point in the middle. So the circles we used to see are having a point in the middle. And that actually is very relevant, right? Most of the times when we do try to do something, and if you feel that there most of us are doing it in that way, we tend to do it in that way, right? And if you wanted to do it differently, so think that those who mark other than a point outside the center might have thought for a while, like might be a split of a second, they thought that why should I mark the center? Should I mark a point other than the center point? That is the delta, okay? The delta time that you have taken to do an activity differently. So that is expected from your side in today's session. So the delta, that extra, normally we tend to do or we do activities in one way, and if you think and try to do it in a different way, that is something that we expect from you for today's session. Before doing something, pause for a moment and start. So the assurance that we will be giving you is 90 minutes from now. If you are able to do that, you will be able to save at least 60 minutes from your daily activities. So think that all of us has a daily time, professional plus personal. Whether it is a professional or a personal, some of these tools that we will be discussing today will help you to save at least 1 hour per day. I'm not talking about 1 hour per month, 1 hour per day. And this is something that you have to vouch. You have to tell at the end, or even after some time, you can come back and tell that would this be able to achieve. You will be able to achieve this at the end of the workshops. Maybe today's workshop, you will be start practicing something, and long time you will be able to achieve this result. Again, concluding the initial part, I'm telling you, like all of us has got two sides, like the personal side as well as the professional side. Whatever time that you can save from your professional side, you can use in your personal life. And it is on the other side as well. Like personal life, if you say sometime, you can apply that in your personal side. So we are talking more about a teacher from a multi-dimensional personality perspective, where a teacher will be acting different roles. And in our session, our main focus is a teacher as a curriculum designer is one focus that we will be looking at. A teacher as a content creator, a teacher as a content delivery, a person who is going and delivering the content, a person who is doing assessments, and finally a person who is enriching himself or herself to make the life or personal life as well as others' life easy. So these are the 5 dimensions that we will be looking at, and then the demonstrations are also planned so that we will be touching at least one tool in all the 5 categories. So this is the introduction that I would like to give before moving to the demonstration. So now let me move from the presentation, and also I want you to use these resources. So let me share the URL in this chat. Some of the activities, not all demo, so some of the activities you need some references. So these are some of the references I am sharing with you. Either you can scan this QR code, otherwise just follow the URL. That will take you to a Google Drive where you see 2 files. Don't open it now. You may open the second file first, like the Word file. So I will be giving you instruction when you want to open that. Okay? So these are some of the resources you will be using throughout the session. So let me start in the first dimension, like the teacher as a curriculum designer. So understand that not all of you are curriculum designers. In the earlier life, mostly the professionals or experienced faculty members who is having the role like a curriculum designer, who is in the university curriculum committee normally get an opportunity to do or design curriculum. But right now, when we talk about autonomous institutions or autonomous universities, have the opportunity to design the curriculum, and then even as a person, as a faculty in charge, conducting an external workshop, can able to design the workshop curriculum. Like you wanted to design a 2-day generative AI workshop, you can even design the curriculum. Okay, so all these are opportunities right now available with the faculty. So now, my first two demonstrations will be focusing on the curriculum designing aspect. I start with a very small activity like designing a curriculum for a 2-day workshop. Then the second one should be designing an add-on course, which maybe a 4-credit or a 3-credit course. These are the two demonstrations that I will be doing. For this, actually, I want you to use any of the tools that is familiar to you. If you are comfortable with ChatGPT, open ChatGPT, whether the mobile or the web thing. And those who are new to generative AI tools, understand that any Gen AI tool you can access with the help of your Gmail account. You need not create a separate account in any of these two. You can log in with the help of your Gmail account. Perplexity is another one. If you are familiar with Perplexity, I use it. Claude AI is another one. So if you are not familiar with Claude AI, I just copy and paste the link here. So Claude is another one. So these are some of the suggestions from my side. You can use any tool that is familiar to you. And if you are new to that, Gemini is one tool which is owned by Google. So if you already have a Google account, you can easily access Gemini. So this is one advertisement you generally see in the television ad a lot these days. And ChatGPT is also catching up with some of the advertisement. So ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, Copilot, Perplexity, any tool you can use for the first activity. So what I'm going to do is, so think about a situation. So now I'm giving you a scenario. You are a faculty member responsible for organizing a workshop, just like the University of Kerala. They designed a 5-day workshop with certain titles, like they wanted some topic to start with, and then they have a 2nd-day topic and a 3rd-day topic. Finally, they have 5 sessions of 2 hours each, altogether 10 hours of duration. So one of the biggest challenges you have to get resources for all the 5 days. What happens if there should be a flow, like the first day you may be getting some introduction, and what about the 2nd day, a person come and tell about very advanced topic on day 2, and day 3 another person comes and talk about some of the basic thing. It won't help you in the learning process. So, and a very well structured course is something that will be starting with the very basics, maybe the introduction, foundations, and then take to the next higher level difficulty, and take you to a level in which at the end of the 5th day, you will be able to apply all your learnings to solve some problem, right? Some of you, or I hope that most of you are familiar with Bloom's taxonomy. So there are different learning levels starting with level 1 to level 4, 5. Like, so we will also explore such things. So I'm starting with a very basic prompt. Like I wanted to design a, I take your FDP as an example. Design a 5-day FTP. My P key is not working, so let me do an adjustment. I'm just copying and pasting. Okay, 5-day FTP on Gen AI. Okay, so this is the. Let me increase the font. You are able to see. Okay, so design a 5-day FDP on generative AI. So Gen AI. So this is my task. So think that you wanted to design a course. So this is a very basic prompt you can try. I'm not going in detail about prompting. Hope that you have some idea about prompting. So just like any human being, so think that if you wanted somebody else to do something, think that you are a faculty member having 10 years of experience, and you have a new joinee coming to your department, and you wanted that person to do some task. Would you ask the person to do a task straight away by giving him or her the problem statement? So go and prepare a project report on this. We generally don't do. Our approach should be, one way of doing task is we will be asking that person We'll be elaborating that person. So these are the things that you are supposed to do, and then giving all the different pointers so that the person can able to go back, refer something, and complete the task. Second way is you can give the person a sample document. So this is if you wanted a design for 5-day faculty development program. Last year we conducted this. So take this as an example, refer this and come back with a new design for the different title. So these are some of the common things that we do. The same thing that is applicable for generative AI approach also. So think that you wanted a Gen AI system to help you with this design. One thing is that you can give everything elaborately. Like I'm giving this as the first sentence. Then I also wanted to give some elaborations like the audience will be participants from all departments like science, all streams I am mentioning, engineering, management. Okay. I think that I rephrase this
Sir,
department.
teacher education also.
Yeah, thank you for reminding. Teacher education.
Because should we be very spelling should be correct. In that case,
No,
participants P is missing.
yeah, so even though you make spelling mistake, the system will respond correctly. So think that I'm making this deliberately. All right. Don't worry about the spelling. The system will automatically correct it. And the teacher education. So let me pause at this. Like so, these are some of the input I'm giving. Okay. Then another input I should able to give is like the FTP should be hands-on. So it should be hands-on. Then it should be um, so think that I'm stopping at this point. So these are the input I'm giving.
So should we give the role of the person like as an academician like this? Should we assign a role to that
Yeah, sure.
AI tool?
I'll come to that. Thank you for this input, man. So I'll come to that. This is I'm giving from a very raw perspective, like a person who is using it for the first time. I'm just telling the person that. So give the prompt in a very generic way. So the person wanted a 5-day FDP, and now I'm not talking about the mode. I will talk it to the later stage. So this is a 5-day FDP, and here I think that that is needed. So think it is an online mode. I am just mentioning that the mode should be online. So these are the input I'm giving. Normally, so you can give this input to any of the tools. It can be Gemini, it can be Copilot, and most of the tools will be capable of producing something similar to this. So let me zoom down so that you can see it clearly. So what it does is, it is coming with something like day one. I only asked it for 5 days, so it is using some terminologies like day one foundation and giving a heading like foundations of generative AI for educators. And then session one should be the initial topic like introduction to generative AI. And it is also, since we mentioned hands-on, it is also referring to hands-on. Then something like prompt MTVI. Right now we are talking about how to prompt. So I haven't mentioned anything. Ma'am was telling me like mention about role because you get a better result if you mention about the role of the person. Okay, that's the reason why you prompted me. Like so, likewise, there are different approaches like few shot, one shot, zero shot, all are different methods. Chain of thought is another thing. So there are methods. So this has to be taught in the beginning, and then session 3 will be talking about different tools. We already touched about ChatGPT, Perplexity, introducing the audience to the different tools, and then coming to when you use AI, there should be some ethics to be followed. Then the second day talking about, I'm just going through the generated content, Gen AI for teaching and learning. The second day focusing on Gen AI for teaching and learning. So then day focusing on research, Gen AI for research and academic productivity. Since it is for faculty, our faculty should be expecting some input on how to do research and what are the tools that will be helpful for them in preparing literature review, designing the system, then writing the research papers, all that comes there. And then is there any tool that is helping them in the data analysis part? Therefore, is building integrated academic system. So talking about workflow management, like how can you create workflows so that more than one activity can be grouped together and then it will be achieved at the end of the day. So that is something discussed in day 4. And finally, day 5 is talking about a capstone project. So here is actually the application happening, like whatever you wanted to achieve. You learned a few things in the first few days, and the last day, the design says that last day is focusing more on the application, applying what you have learned. We haven't detailed anything. We just mentioned about this, like the FDP should be having all these components. So now let me add another dimension into this. Like we all know that there is something known as Bloom's taxonomy, but we only heard about Bloom's taxonomy. We don't know how to apply or how to design a curriculum with the help of Bloom's taxonomy. I think that you are in the initial years of your academic career. You know that the design or your university system insists you to create everything with the help of everything based on Bloom's taxonomy, but you have only less exposure to such activity. And here, so let me just, if you are not familiar, then I am just showing you this particular diagram to show you that there are different levels in Bloom's taxonomy. So when whatever we learn, there should be a foundation layer, like we will be gaining knowledge, and then the pyramid says that base foundation is remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So these are the different levels. And then if you are looking at different levels, and if you design a course which want the participants or learners to apply their learning, you should be reaching this level, like it should be applying. And if you want the users to have a capability of creating something of their own, and you will be reaching the top of the pyramid, like the create. This actually needs, in the earlier days, those who worked using Bloom's taxonomy, even before AI comes, you might be knowing that the amount of time you might have spent to create or design such kind of courses. And here, now let me come back to this window. So what I need here is, I want this 5-day program designed based on Bloom's taxonomy. Okay? So I'm using a prompt, customize this for Bloom's taxonomy. So now I have a 5-day content or a 5-day design for a curriculum, like a FTP curriculum. So I want this to be customized so that at the end of the workshop or the design of this workshop follow Bloom's taxonomy. Let's see what changes are happening in the existing design. Have you ever tried this in any of your activities? Please type yes if you have already created curriculum with the help of Bloom's taxonomy by prompting. Yeah, good. Sania ma'am says that you already did. Anybody else? So please pump in so that you can also share it. Yeah, already. Good. And still mention that you already. But the most important thing I will tell that whatever result you get at the end of this, you don't blindly take it. So that is the disclaimer, because let me show you something here. Even though you use ChatGPT, make sure that you read this first. ChatGPT or any generative AI platform makes mistake. So whatever that you get through this platform is only references. So think that you have 5 steps to climb. And normally the first 2 steps are difficult to climb, especially you need to cross the inertia, right? Every activity, we need some motivation to get into the first or second level. Sometimes if you reach the second or the third level, you may be, it may be easy for you to move. Similarly, in every activity, so think that you wanted some new activity to be given for I take a very simple example. So you teach a class of 60. you wanted to give 5 different assignments to the classroom. Take any of your subject, whether it is teacher education or physics, chemistry, engineering, computer science, or image processing, any subject. You wanted to give an assignment, but you wanted to give 5 different assignments to the same class, so that if they copy, the copying should be limited to a small group. Normally, think that you are giving one assignment to the entire classroom currently, and if you, without much effort, you wanted to give a second or a third or a fourth or a fifth assignment, so that the students will be working on different assignments. Currently, you actually wanted to do that, but you don't have the time to create 5 different versions of the same assignments. So how can we do that? So that is what we will be coming to. Now, let me, this is pause. Yeah. So now I applied only a simple prompt called customize this for Bloom's taxonomy. So the result is, now you can read it here, structured using Bloom's taxonomy. You can apply this in your area. So if you are from a chemistry background, take one of your subject and then do it from your side. So here it shows you that day one, the level is remember, understand. You, the pyramid you remember, right? So the first level is remember, understand. Day one is remember. We decide the day one content based on the bottom layer. And then second day, you want the participants to start applying. In the design, you have seen that in day one itself, you introduce some of the tools, and you want the participants to start using the tools right now. So now, if I am asking you to use this prompt in your machine, in any of these generic platforms, you are applying your knowledge. The learning part is already done. I told you that generative AI tools generate content based on the prompt that you have given. That is the knowledge that I am giving to you. The second is, there are many tools available. It is like different products, and you need only a Gmail account to log in. That is the second knowledge you get. The third thing that I am giving you is to practice this, apply this prompt. That is, you are going to the second level called applying. And now think that in the third level, so you get the result, like you get the you run the prompt and you get the 5-day structure in front of you. And I am telling you that don't believe ChatGPT, don't believe Perplexity, don't believe Copilot. You have to analyze, because you have the subject knowledge. So you create a course for your domain, right? Yeah. Then you analyze it. Whatever that is written as day one is relevant, day 2 is relevant, day 3 is relevant. If there is a connection between day 1 to 3, whatever this tool is suggesting is acceptable. So that is the analysis and the critical evaluation you have to do, because you have the domain knowledge. And then a lot of things. And then if you are able to do it in the result that you already got, you already reached the third level, right? So I have just introduced your topic. I could able to take you to the third level without much difficulty, without spending much time. So all these are happening because we are aligned with the Bloom's taxonomy. A person who designed the curriculum knows Bloom's taxonomy, but some hesitation to apply that Bloom's taxonomy can be easily solved with the help of generative AI. So now you think about your subject, the design of the 2-day workshop or a 1-day workshop or a 3-day, 1 semester curriculum, 3-credit curriculum, or a 4-credit curriculum, or even a basket, like right now people talk about skill basket, where in 1 semester you study 1 course, in the next semester you study a second course, which is having the first course as a prerequisite, and in the 3rd semester you will be studying the 3rd course, which is actually a continuation of the 2nd course. And finally, when you reach the next semester, you have multiple options, either to study this or that. And these courses can be generated or created. The basket can be created by just prompting with relevant inputs. Okay? So now let me pause at this point and would like to hear from you, because I am just stopping the first assignment, first demonstration, which is designing a 2-day workshop, or a 5-day workshop was the first activity. And the second activity I'm going to demonstrate is going to be a course of 3-credit or a 4-credit course, but I use a different tool for that demonstration. So let me take a pause at this point. If you have any questions at this case, I will address. I can rely on this still learning machine to reach 3% of the students. Still I can't rely on. Yeah, let me really understand your point, Kamila ma'am. You are saying like,
Yes, sir. When it comes to computer science or engineering, they're all the booming field. So definitely the machine can fetch all the needed globalized on the globalized platform we can do.
okay, got it, got
But
it. What is your area,
when
ma'am?
we, teacher
What is
education, sir,
you?
teacher
Don't
education.
worry. My demonstration is going to be your subject. Okay, next
Yes, yes,
demo.
yes. When it comes to Bloom's taxonomy or whatever it may be, we need to align with certain government policies and
Okay,
then at the present level of school students level. So that is understandable only by the person who is actually visiting the field. So
okay,
even though I wish to incorporate the ChatGPT, I have a basic one question, sir.
okay,
If we give a prompt like this, even though if we have added a Indian scenario or consider
okay,
the Indian society,
okay.
will it give us a more suitable content related to our area, our
Sure. No problem.
social expectations? Can it be reliable or will it be on par with the global society? I will get the answers, sir.
So I take your challenge. My second demonstration is going to be your subject. So, ma'am, can you tell me a 3 credit or a 4 credit course from your area? So I will be deciding that. Uh,
School management, sir. School management and administration.
School management and administration. Okay, let me take this.
Yes.
But in Indian scenario, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So I am taking this. So those others, please, I'm typing the topic in the chat so that you can also see. So now let me go to another tool, which is known as Notebook LM. How many of you already use Notebook LM? Please type S in the chat. If you already, I have seen some in the, okay, thumbs up is also counted as yes. Yeah, I have seen one thumbs up. Yeah, a lot of, I have seen Notebook LM in the tools that you used. All right, very nice. Okay, those who already know, hopefully you will be knowing what I am going to demonstrate. Otherwise, so this is Notebook LM.Google. This is a product by Google. So once you are here, easy to log in, try Notebook LM. So if you are new to this, first time you are using, click on the plus button. So what I am going to do is Notebook LM work in two different mode. One is where it go and search in the public domain. Second, if you have dedicated files available, you can upload here. So here you have a file upload option. Think that you have the previous references. Kamila ma'am, you think that you have last 5 years curriculum with you of different universities in India. It can be the top tier 1 universities or the top schools, autonomous universities. Get those
Yes,
files and
yes, sir.
yeah, upload here. But I'm not going to upload because I don't have any files with me. What I'm going to do is I'm just typing this like school management and administration. So what I wanted to do is design a 4 credit course on school management and administration in Indian. My P is again not working. Let me copy one P. Okay. Perspective by referring. Can you give me some references? Like, as I'm just giving general prompt, referring,
Sir, references in the sense NCTE, like that.
referring the top institutions in India. Institutions in India. So this is the prompt I'm giving. So make it very, very generic. Like those somebody is attending this session for the first time. So just go to Notebook LM and give a prompt like this. Decide what you want. Your problem statement is written in plain English language. Design a 4 credit course on school management and administration. If you want to try something else, you can try. And the exercise sheet I have given you, I mentioned about some identity course. You can try that as well. an Indian perspective by referring to the top institute in India. So let's see what happens if I click on the go button. So it has got three areas, the left area, the middle area, and the right area. Let's focus on the left area first. In the screen on the left side, it is researching websites. What it does is, it is referring to the publicly available sources with the closing matches, like I mentioned about school administration. So here it shows me 7 resources, 7 plus 3, 10 resources. Okay, and now what I'm not selecting all the 7, I'm just clicking the import button. So what does the import activity do is, it is mapping the available sources from different websites. So now let me show you. This is the academic board. This is a reference from MA education program from Jamia Millia Islamia University. So you get references from top. I referred to a keyword called the top institution. So now you decide whether the referred links are actually the top institution. So if you feel that the National Institute of Education and Planning Administration is not a valid reference, you can uncheck that. Okay, there is a tick mark to the right of all the references it is referred to this particular query. If you feel that this is not the right reference, you can uncheck. And finally, after reviewing the titles, this is only source, these are only the sources, right? And if you feel that these are the sources, if it is from an IIT Delhi or if it is from a very recognized university, you can keep it. Otherwise, if you feel that, and you mentioned about the government body, if it is a relevant government body, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can uncheck it. So what I am doing is, I am unchecking this one. I'm not taking all the...
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Can we manually include some website address
Yeah, so
here
now
in the sources?
I show it in the second iteration. Right now, I'm just showing about how to fetch it from the open forums. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is, the middle portion is just equivalent to the ChatGPTs of the world, the Gen AI platform. So here what we have done is, the notebook LM help you to refer to different sources with the help of the prompt. And now what you can do is, you can write the task that you have is, design a 4 credit course on school management and administration from Indian perspective, referring to the references. So I have a few references here. Just refer. So think that you have 10 references or 100 references. Ask the system to go and refer, do some kind of analysis, and come with the results that I want. So I'm just prompting, go fetch the details. What I need is, I wanted to design a course. I'm asking you to go and refer. So think that you are manually doing this. We will be going and referring some of the top universities or top institutions website, download their curriculum, referring to the specific modules or courses of those universities or institution. And finally, you prepare something from your end. This takes a hell lot of time. So what you have done here is, you referred this and you prompted this, and then you ask the system to come up with the summary of the activity. And now again, I am telling you, the output or the module it created, I'm not sure whether it is the right thing or not. Now you are actually a person with a lot of experience in this area. You have to refer this. So now what I asked is a 4 credit course. It structured it like, the first module is on conceptual foundations of administrative setup. So it has got the different subtopics. And the second module focuses on, let me read the second module title. Yeah, module 2 is on institutional planning and infrastructure, which focuses on the school plan resource development, school complexes, clusters. Module 3 is focusing on modern approaches to quality and leadership. Module 4 focuses on, yeah, 4 modules, management and administration. So I'm not saying that this is right or not. So what you have right now is the first version. Okay? Once you get some result here, now I'll tell you some features of this particular tool. Some of you may be telling you, asking yourself, I can do the same thing in ChatGPT or Gemini or Copilot. So the beauty of Notebook LM as a tool is you can save this. So what happens when you click on Save Note? So there is some activities happening on the third side, on the right side. So let me drag your attention to the right side. So what it does is, whatever you created here is a summary, right? So it refers to any number of references that is listed in the left side. And now, based on your prompt, it provides you a summary. You save that prompt here. It's just like you created a note out of that. It is your first cut or first draft. So now let me come to your second question. So you want this something to be uploaded and then. So now I have some references added. I want to add some more reference. So think that you have some downloaded content or reference content available with you for uploading. So there are upload file options here. And so take this is, let me take a sample file. So this is the sample file I'm giving, a PDF. Think that this is a sample reference, sample curriculum of some other university, or similarly, you can add any number of PDF. You think you have a list of top institutions and you already downloaded. So now your question is, how can I incorporate everything into this? So now the file is being uploaded. I will also tell the process and come to the next. Okay, this file is a bit heavy. You know that it consists of 270 or 300 pages. It is shared with you already. So what I'm going to do is, I uncheck everything because I already prepared the summary of the previous resources. The resources that is kept in the left side is already been referred and created a summary. I now wanted only this file. Or think that you have newly added a few files. And now you have to create a summary based on this. So I'm not giving you the prompt right now. So think that I'm going to, if it is a relevant reference, I can create a summary like this. Design a course. You can repeat the same prompt. Design a 4-credit course. Oh, so you repeat the same prompt. What it provides you is a second reference. So let me run it like this. Design a 4-credit course, school management and administration. Okay. Don't worry about the spelling. So I'm just running this. So now what happens is that it takes only the uploaded file as reference. It never goes out and look for any other resource. It refer to the uploaded content and prepare the summary. So now the second course curriculum is prepared. So this is a second version. I'm telling you another scenario, like, so you wanted to create a new syllabus. You have expert one, you have an expert resource, you ask the person to create a curriculum. You have a second expert, the second expert give you a second curriculum. Finally, you have a committee where you discuss a curriculum committee looking at both the curriculum prepared by expert 1 and 2. You may be combining something from 1 and combining something from 2 and finally prepare something based on your expertise, the combined panel's expertise, right? The same activity can be done with the help of these kind of tools. So what you have currently here is, you created a second version. Let me save it again. So what you are saving on the right side, you have 2 files. One is saved 1 minute ago. The second one is saved 3 minutes ago. This is the first version and this is the second version. All right. So what you currently have is, you created a curriculum by referring to one source, and that is kept as source 1. And then you create another curriculum which is kept as a result 2. And in the general scenario, we have expert 1 prepared 1 and expert 2 prepared 1. So what is the next process? The curriculum committee will review expert 1's curriculum and export to curriculum and prepare the final one. How can you do the same activity here? So let's come here. And this is the beauty of Notebook LM. In Notebook LM, there is a provision. So now what we have currently is two versions, right? Click on the three dots on the right side of those references. Okay. And there is a provision to convert to source. So I'm clicking on convert to source. Look on the left side what happens here. And again, I'm clicking convert to source. So what will happen when you click on convert to source, whatever that is stored as a summary, come and become a source in the left side. So now you can access these results on the right side. Let me refresh the screen and see the reflections. Yeah. Let me figure out where it is come. All notes. Yeah. Let me repeat that task. I'm putting C this here. Convert. Yeah. You can see here. These are the two files I created. So now let me uncheck all the other files. So now I am taking only these two references. This is the first reference I create. This is the second reference I created. So now, I hope that all of you can relate, right? We created two expert curriculums with the help of the summarization capability of Notebook LM. Now we are relying on those two, expert 1 and 2. Here I am asking, compare these two curriculum and so now you can add. So now what I'm prompting is, so you have two references, compare these two. If you want to add something, criteria like this should be focusing on latest trends, and you want the modern equipments to be incorporated, whatever input you wanted for the conclusion or the selection, all criteria can be typed here and click on the enter button. So what it does is, just like the panel evaluate and prepare the final thing, and here I am referring to the madam's previous comment, like when you prompt, you can assign roles. Here you can add that comment like, think like a panel or an expert panel who is evaluating these two curriculum, and then give me the summary. So what you get at the end of this activity is the final curriculum for that 4-credit course based on the input. So would you feel that this is only applicable for the computer science curriculum, ma'am? So
No, sir. Thank you.
yeah.
I'm closely watching. It really works very well. You know, without paying any TA and DA, I am able to get so many expert ideas.
No. So that is the biggest thing that we actually, biggest challenge that we all have. When this
So
is
just on the lighter side. Just on the lighter side, I'm saying.
In the serious note, so now the hardest part is done. Most of the time, we find it difficult to cross this up to reach this. And most of the time, if you rely too much on AI tools, we'll get satisfied with this. You feel that this is 100%, or this is a 90%, or this is a 70%. And always believe that whatever the AI tool suggests, whether it is the image generated or the content generated or the code generated or the application generated, the AI generated think that is a 50%. The rest 50%, you should apply your creativity, your critical thinking, ask questions. And then finally, so now you can ask questions like, you don't know what criteria it followed to create the summary, right? We generally don't know. We just give the prompt and expecting getting only the answers. But you can ask the rationale. You can ask this question. I accept your. So one thing that all of us should do is, whenever you get some result and you feel that the result is good for you, like it. Whether it is Gemini, Copilot, everything has got an option called like. Just like we like or love a movie after watching it in Netflix, click on the like button. If you have feedback, then give it. Otherwise, just like it. So this gives a message back to the system that, oh, this is something that this particular user needs. Generally, when we start prompting, we also have to give your role. I haven't gone that level. And if you are a new person learning basic prompting, role-based prompting by giving your details first will give you the best results. And that will definitely help in the coming iterations. And then you can ask this question. So take this as an input. Let's take this as an input. And also the second best practice I should be able to tell you is use a combination of multiple GenAI tools. And if you feel that whatever input you received from this particular thing, so let me do this as the last activity in this segment. Yeah, so think that this is my five modules. Let me copy this. Module 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. This is, so I'm just copying this and taking it to the other tool called ChatGPT. So think that in ChatGPT, I'm giving it. Right? So think that I'm done with notebook LM. I got the structure, and I know that ChatGPT has got something more. It is a more creative kind of a tool. What I suggest ChatGPT is, this is the curriculum for that particular course. I'm not elaborating. Okay? Align this with current industry standards. So right now, you are not sure whether it meets the industry standard. And industry standard is a very broad statement. But on the other side, think that you wanted to align this to the industry standard. Think that a computer science faculty member want to design an agentic AI curriculum. With the help of the AI tools, a person can create this. And then he can also align, based on the generic prompt, he can also make the kind of alignment from his end or her end and provide this to the expert. So think that you are asking an expert to come and design a curriculum. It will take a long time. Sometimes the good resources may not able to spend that much of time. Think that you do all this activity from your end and then giving the draft for the person to evaluate and provide the review comments. That person will be very happy. Okay? So I'm telling this based on our experience in ICT Academy. We create industry readiness program with the help of industry. Earlier in 2016, when I 14 to 16 time when I joined ICT Academy, we were conducting one day workshop with the industry expert, pulling industry experts from different companies, sit in the boardroom for the entire day to create curriculum. And that by the end of the day, we may be having the first or the second draft. It may go for another 2 to 3 iterations to get it finalized. So it is going to be a month activity at that time. Right now, with all these demonstration I have done, we create the draft and share with the experts, 2-3 experts, collect their inputs and then finally prepare the curriculum. So the activity can be completed in a week's time. I'm not saying that this is done in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. But review it and then asking the expert to go through it, share their comments. But the 1 month activity can be reduced to a 1 week activity. So that kind of time saving we can able to achieve. All right. So let me pause at this point. So the first 2 demonstration I was focusing on teacher as a content curriculum designer. So let me come to the second part. Like second dimension we will be touching is teacher as a content creator. Here I am not going to demonstrate a lot of things, but I take 1 or 2 tools that most of you wanted to explore or wanted to try from your end. So let me start with Gamma. So all of you wanted to create PowerPoint, right? So let me have in the chat, if you haven't used Gamma, please type yes. If you haven't used, Gamma, please type S. Let me see how many of you haven't used. Okay. Okay, there are a few having used. I believe that I'm sure this is a very popular tool. That's the reason why I'm not asking the other question. So let me do a demonstration, especially for the sake of those people who haven't used it. Gamma, sorry, Gmail. First of all, this is not a free tool. Okay, so there is some credits that is available for you for free purposes, but uh, here at the end of the demonstration, I will make a generic statement. So let me post the generic statement for the time being. So this is actually the home page. Once you are into gamma.app, let me copy the link in the chat so that you can refer it later. Don't worry, I will keep all the links in one doc and share with the coordinator ma'am so that you will be getting at the end of the day. All right, so gamma. So here I just want, there's a create button. I'm using the first option called to generate. Okay. So right now what we have is, so I'm just continuing from the current discussion. We created a curriculum, right? So we created a curriculum. So let me go back and then copy the curriculum again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a content for the curriculum we created. So we have a 4-module curriculum with us. Otherwise, if you wanted to have a different activity, I will take another curriculum from the references. Those who wanted to continue with the current thing can continue. So let me take another reference. This is a Kerala Technological University's curriculum. Those who are from the engineering stream may be familiar. Otherwise, you take it as a sample curriculum. So your university curriculum will be looking similar to this, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm taking one sample subject or sample module. Okay? So this is something known as there is a advanced search and gaming playing. So this is a game theory kind of a subject. Let me take the first module. Okay, this is very common. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. This is a 7-hour module. I wanted to create the content. Normally, as a teacher, what you do, you wanted to divide this into 7 different hours because most of our hours are 1 hour of duration. So lesson plan for session 1, lesson plan for lesson 2. Likewise, you create 7 hours of lesson plan. And then finally, you wanted to create content for all the 7 hours, right? So I'm going to do the same activity. Let me switch to Gamma. So what I'm going to give is, I give the syllabus, right? So I'm giving you the syllabus and asking the system to generate presentation for the above module. Normally, 1 hour session, how many slides you use for a 60-minute session? Can anyone tell? What is the standard size, number of slides you follow for a 1 hour duration presentation? Can anyone? Let me check. 1 hour presentation. I think that you are going for a 1 hour session using a PowerPoint presentation. How many slides typically you use? 12 to 15 and 25. I take the average. So 25 and I take 20. Okay. Normally people say like in one slide you spend 2 minutes. That's average. Like if you are going for a 30-minute session, a 60-minute session, that's typically it is 30 slides. So 25 is actually a good number. So what I'm going to do is 25 slides. So generate presentation for the above module for a UG audience. So these are very useful input. For whom you are actually preparing, and then you wanted to provide inputs like use attractive images or use latest technology trends as examples, like AI cam. All these are inputs you can give. So a number of cards here you can edit it. So I am talking about 20 slides. So 20 slides with these inputs. You can give any elaborative input so that more the input or more appropriate is the input, better the content. So since I'm demonstrating this for content generation perspective, I'm just stopping here. So what I have done is I just typed a few prompt that help me to create the content for that particular topic. So this is actually I'm preparing for 1 hour. So even though it is a 7 hour, 7 hour is actually a combination. Otherwise, if I want 7 hour, I can multiply it with 7 into 20, 140 slides I can request. So since it is a demonstration, I'm sticking with it. So most of the tools will give you a second chance. When you apply a prompt, it gives you a summary outline. And then you have the provision to go there, edit it. And if you feel that what is artificial intelligence, if you want to change the title, you can customize it and just showing you there is provision to customize. And think that you are okay with all the slide content for the 20 slides. Now click on the generate button. So let's see how the PowerPoint presentation is being created with the help of Gamma. So we requested for 20 cards, which is nothing but 20 slides. Okay. Now you can see live creation. This is how the slide template you can choose. I skip that. Later also you can come and change the template. If you don't like this template, you want a different template, or you have a university template or institution template to apply, everything is possible. And right now I'm just demonstrating you how it can be done. I'm not doing anything. This is the result of our prompt. Normally we spend a lot of time for aligning things, right? Making that font size uniform, aligning the content in a particular slide these are some of the difficult tasks. Most of us, especially those who are from non-IT background, find it very difficult, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just presenting the slide. The generated content is being presented so that you can see. So this is the, without any modification, the generated content is looking like this. Introduction to artificial intelligence, which is actually the module heading. So let me move. So look at the image and the text. Like, so think that you wanted to create such an image text combination in a slide. It takes a lot of time. You need expertise in designing the slides, right? So this is done by the system. Now I just gone through some of these headings. So this, so the timeline is beautifully drawn so that a person who is looking can easily understand what it is mentioned. So we mentioned about camera, right? Applications of AI. We have given a prompt like AI camera. So you can see some of the applications citing the AI camera as one of the examples. Healthcare, autonomous vehicles, creative tools. So this is how it goes. So now the next, I know that all of you have this question in your mind and just coming out of the presentation mode. How can you download this, right? So this is the next question that all of you have. There's a share option here. So here is a share option, and there is an export option inside share. So come here. Export can be done in different words, different ways. You can export as an PDF, so Google slide or PowerPoint. I'm sticking with the second and most common requirement, PowerPoint presentation. Okay, I'm telling you, once you create by just prompting, you can download it as editable PDF. Sorry, PowerPoint presentation, PPTX. So let's see how it is being downloaded into your local folder. I hope that most of you have done this and created this, and and you have even downloaded this. Once you have the downloaded version, you can do all the edit modification in the slide, so that if you want to add the logo of the college, you wanted to add another modifications in the slide, everything can be done because it is a pure editable version. Yeah. So here you can see something that you wanted to change this. So I'm just making a very yeah. So you can make the modification. So this is editable. I'm just showing you that this can be deleted, colors can be changed. So any modifications can be done here. This is pure editable thing. And if you wanted to see it in full screen mode, so now you may be having the second question. I am using the paid version. Otherwise, you see a watermark here. This is created with the help of, hope that all of you have that challenge, right? Once you create it with the free tier, it comes with a watermark created with the help of Gamma. You can remove that. Anybody already know how to remove the watermark from this? Already done? Please let me know. If you have already successfully removed the watermark. So normally Gamma comes with a watermark, right? Gamma slides come with a watermark. If you have already done or removed that watermarking, okay, you said no. So if you have the watermark that can be removed, so closely look at my mouse pointers. There is a provision called review. Not review. Let me check slideshow. Yeah, view. So go to the view option. There is a option called slide master, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, I am using Microsoft 365. There is an option called slide master. So please note that there is an option called the slide master. Once you are in slide master, you can come to the respective slide and click on top of the watermark, and that can be removed. So once you click on top of the watermark, please click the delete button. That can be done. So only thing is that you have to go to each and every slide and then click on the watermark and remove it. And after that, you can come here and close and save the slide. So I cannot demonstrate that because I'm using a paid version. Now let me make a statement. I mentioned you about a statement. So when you look at the paid, so think that you are a department with 10 faculty members. All of us rely on PowerPoint presentation. And when we look at the pricing scheme, that generally we don't like to pay for any tools. We always look for free tools, right? And that is, all of us tend to use that. But on the other side, if you feel that the 1,000 rupees you spend for a Gamma tool for a particular month, you share it with 10 of your colleagues in a department, it is like 100 rupees per head for a month. And the return of investment is higher than the investment that you do, then you can justify your ROI. Then it doesn't matter if a tool which actually is a paid one, but it is helping you to spend a lot of hours. If you already seen how things can be automated by just prompting and creating content, there is nothing wrong in using. I'm not promoting any paid tool, but on the other side, we have to analyze situations. Like if you feel that somebody mentioned about preparing documents for NP accreditation or NAC accreditation processes. Something we have, this is actually, those activities may be a 3-month activity or a 4-month activity. And if you feel that you are heavily using a particular tool for 3 months and that 3 months package is available, you need to spend only for that 3 months, get all your work done, and then switch to the free module, right? So these are options. I'm still, if you are using the free tier, all such things can be, presentations can be generated. So, and if you feel that you wanted to have an alternative, I already mentioned and demonstrated you about Notebook LM. There is a presentation option available in Notebook LM called slide deck. So think that you created content, summarized content, whatever content you have created can be created as a PowerPoint presentation with notebook LM. And there are other alternate options available. It's a matter like if you know one tool and if you think that you are using only one tool for the time being and it is a free tool, maybe that tool become a paid tool after some time. I think that more people started using, they go for the next paid version. At that time, you can switch to the available free tool. So its only thing is that don't rely on tools. So even though I demonstrate a few tools, maybe after 1 month I come and do a say presentation, I may not be using the tools that I'm currently using. So every time, if you have a problem, go to a tool, a freely available tool like ChatGPT and ask questions like, I need to solve this problem. Can you suggest the available free tier or free tools so that I can try it with? So it suggests you the free tools available at that time. So don't rely on tools or don't stick with one tool. Look, explore tools and try to use the tool to solve your problem. So let me come to the next demonstration. So for the second category, I'm talking to you about the content creation. The first tool I mentioned is Gamma. And the second one, some of you mentioned it in the initial tools list, is Napkin AI. So I will introduce Napkin AI with a small input from my side. So this is my second slide I used. All of you remember my second slide, right? This is a summary. So it is actually, it consists only text, such 5 bullet point. Thing that I wanted to beautify my slide. I don't want my slide with only some text document. I wanted to have some infographics instead of this one. So what I do is I copy this. I wanted to modify this slide and go to another tool called Napkin Air. Again, I'm telling it needs a Google login. So sign in with your Google account. So once you are inside the tool, it offers you multiple options. So what I am going to do is I am going with a blank napkin, just like you open a blank doc, Excel doc or PowerPoint doc or, oh, sorry, doc or PowerPoint or Excel. You have a blank option, just paste it here. So I'll repeat it. First of all, let me share the link in the chat so that you can use it later. Yeah. So this is a napkin link. So what I have done is logged on to Napkin and I opted for, once you log in, first of all, for the first login, it asks you some survey question, give some input. Finally, you will be reaching this page and click on the black napkin input and paste the content. So it can be, so let me replace this, like content to, yeah, this is the content I want to create a visualization, or I should say that it is an infographics created from this. So once you have the content, it can be a paragraph. Think that you have a project document with the executive summary. Everything is text. You wanted to create some colorful image on top of that. So think that you are creating a research document with only text. 2-3 paragraphs. You wanted to create some infographic. Copy, come here and select it. Once you select, you could see a lightning image on the left side. Click on that. Now the magic happens. Whatever text content you have, it will suggest you some visualizations. So think that these are the some options. So let me create one visualization looking like a pencil. Since we are talking about teaching, learning, pencil is a good option. Okay? So what I am going to do is, what I did is I copied the text and converted with the help of this tool to a beautifully looking image. So I am happy with this. Otherwise, I can go back and then redo it. I can create something else. So I think that I'm happy with this. So there is a download button here or export button here. I can click on the export option. There are multiple options. You can export it as a PNG image, or you can export it as a PPT slide. You can export it as a PDF. So I am sticking with an image. Either I can download so that it is made available in my local directory. Let me show you. This is how I downloaded it. So I can just double click and open it. So this is right now available with me. I can do anything with this image, right? So this is one option. So I'm using another option called clicking on export. And here there is a provision to download. There is a provision to copy to the clipboard. Think that you wanted to do something on the go. I'm just copying it to the clipboard because I'm saving it. And now I'm coming here. I just wanted to replace this. I just delete this and paste it. So what right now I have is I have a beautifully looking image instead of this. So I come to the presentation and tell that, so this is how I'm going to organize today's thing. I start with a summary of the training survey. After that, I will be doing an activity. Then I will be doing some demo of the tools. Then there is a live case study happening, and finally there is a quiz. So instead of the bullet points, I can have something visually appealing here. So this is applicable with research or proposal, project proposal. Some of you may be submitting proposal to central government, state government, agencies. You can use these tools too. The primary objective of this tool is to add multiple dimensions. If you have only text, you can create some beautifully looking visualizations with the help of the available tool. If you have questions, please type it in the chat. I will take all the questions at the end. I know that I'm doing the demonstration and going fast, but I just wanted to cover some tools. A recording will be available so that you can look at some of my recording and practice it later. Let me compare to the next two tools. I touched these two. And now, if you are looking for video creation, I'm introducing a tool called Render Forest. So there are a lot of tools available, but one thing for the demonstration, I take Render Forest. Okay, I'm connecting you to another tool called the Render Forest. Let me type it to the chat. Yeah. So this is the tool I'm going to demonstrate. And here also, once you are again, I'm telling you, you can log in with Gmail, and there are a lot of free options available. Only thing is that there is an upper cutoff, like 15 minutes is the maximum duration for the free account. And then it comes with a watermark. Here also they say that this is created with Render Forest. So if you are okay with a watermark on the right bottom corner, and it is for academic purpose, doesn't matter. Okay. So let me.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for the interruption.
Sure,
Sir,
sure.
I used this Render Forest some couple of years ago, and
Okay.
we had a restriction of creating the video only for 1 minute, and we
Okay.
are able to get it downloaded only with the watermark also
That
as an
watermark.
open source or free source.
Okay.
Now should we upgrade it, sir?
Have you upgraded?
No, sir, no, sir. I'm asking that now it is not that much convenient, so I didn't recommend it for our prospective teachers.
Yeah, sure. So let me demonstrate, and I will list down the features. I will let you know how can you get the features of all these tools in one easy prompt. Okay. So here, again, this comes with the watermark because there is nothing called a free lunch. If somebody giving you some free tool, they actually wanted their tool to get enhanced with customer input. So that's the reason. And that is the reason why some people say that if it is a paid tool, they don't get input from, they actually offer it as a service. But from an academic perspective, I don't promote paid tools. Some of the, except the activities I mentioned, like if you wanted to have content creation, think that in the April, May month, you have vacation and you create some video material for the next academic year, you will be heavily using some tools. So the free tier won't help you. So if you take a subscription for 2 months and create a huge set of videos, that is a good investment. Otherwise, if you want only few 1 minute, 2 minutes kind of video, there are tools available for you. So let me give you a perspective like I wanted to create, then what, let me go with an AI video. This is only for demonstration. So let me ask you a generic question, like how many of you know how to give CPR? If you know how to give CPR for a patient who is in need, please type S in the chat. I'm talking about CPR. Okay, very good. CPR. All right. Yeah, very good. So what I'm going to do is, so think that you are a part of your NSS in the college or some other activity. You want a most of the times what we generally do is we ask some professionals to come to your college and do a hospital person to come to the college and do a demonstration on CPR, or even fire safety exercises are done at colleges with the expert. Definitely experts are needed, but think that that particular day only few people turned up. Okay, some students, only few students can able to watch it or attend the demonstration. You want the same thing, message or the same video to be circulated to a larger group of students. You can create something from your end. So from my side, I'm going to create a video, like I'm using this demonstration, create a 1 minute video on how to give CPR. This is a very simple prompt I'm using. So the message is very clear. So think that you have in labs, especially a science lab like chemistry lab, you have do's and don'ts inside the lab, right? And even though you have write down all the do's and don'ts, sometimes the students don't read. So think that you create a reel out of that and share it in the WhatsApp group or the collaboration LMS. Students, more students will use it, right? So these use cases you only know. So you can take any use case from your end. I am using this as a sample use case from my end for demonstration. Right. So here there are multiple choices available. You can create it as an image looking like this, or sample images like this. So I'm just going with one. Let me select something like okay. So I go with the second option. Okay, and click on the next button. You can relate this to any teaching material. You wanted to have a demonstration of, if you are a computer science faculty, wanted to demonstrate how quicksort is done, you can create a flow of quicksort with the help of this kind of tool. So it takes hardly 1 to 1.5 minutes to create this video. So in the meantime, I will switch to another window and let me ask this question the ma'am asked. She was asking like, what are the features available in render forest free tier? Okay, render forest free tier features. All right, so ma'am, you said like it is 1 minute. I think my colleagues used it 15 minutes. I believe that they combine this 1 minute video to create 15 minutes. So it is allowing only 1 minute, like you mentioned, ma'am. So then it comes with a watermark. Then the quality standards like download limit for a single video is 300 MB. You can't have a resolution higher than that. And then so these are the features available. So there are other tools. So if you want to use another one, then we will use that other option also. Now let me ask this question: can you give other tools that offer more than 1 minute, like 3 to 5 minutes? I want 3 to 5 minutes in the feedback. So now we are asking one tool to suggest some other tool which is offering more than 1 minute. So that it is providing these options, right? Okay. So CapCut is one thing which offers more 3 to 5 minutes duration. So these are options. So you get a complete dashboard telling about the different options. All free tracks. Right? So let me come back. The video is 1 minute completed, so it is 60% ready. Okay, so one side let this complete, and now let me come back to the previous tool like Notebook LM, and let you show another example. Like so, think that you can create content using Notebook LM as well. We used it for designing the curriculum, think that you have the materials available, the PPT is available, the syllabus is available. The demonstration I used with the other tool, Gamma, can be done with Notebook LM as well. And here I recommend you all of you to use this option like audio summary and video summary. So think that you have some input, you have a very big document like a 20-page document. This can summarize you, and you can also create an audio summary, that too in your local language. If you are from Andhra Pradesh, you wanted the content to be in Telugu, and if you are from Kerala, wanted to have this from in Malayalam, just choose the language you want, and there is a provision to switch the language from English to your local language. Just go down. A lot of languages available. So if you are looking for Malayalam, click here. Tamil, all languages are available, and then so click on the generate button. So what it creates is, this is a very beautiful. Have you ever created? If anybody created any audio summary, please type yes in the chat. I will come to you. If you already created, so think that you are a computer science. Most of you are from computer science. I take graph theory as an example. Normally, graph theory is taken as the dry subject. It's very theoretical. When you talk about topics like groups, it's very difficult to explain to the students. So think that you wanted to make that particular topic more engaging, and there is actually we actually wanted to discuss some about engaging the classroom better, and you wanted to engage the classroom better. So what you can do is you can create a summary and create an audio summary in your local language. What it does is whatever topic you provide for creating that audio summary, the summary is created as a conversation between two people. There are materials available where Microsoft Learn comes with video materials where two people come and discuss about topic. So we may be finding it interesting, like two people come and discuss just like a fireside chat, you get more insight. And here, a similar activity can be generated. So I want all of you to go and create something from your respective area as an audio summary, and even in your local language. And then what aspect that you generally, I created one exclusively for my son who is studying in 3rd standard. Normally, he doesn't want to read a lot, but he wanted to listen to some of the stories. So what I did is I created a summary of one of his classroom activity. And it created as a conversation between two people. And it most of the time, we could able to listen to some of the insight that is never taught in a classroom. Even a tuition teacher cannot able to give such kind of insights on particular topic. That kind of insights are discussed in this particular conversation. You try it from your end and then rate this particular tool. So that Notebook LM is a good summarizer. It can able to summarize the content into audio format. It can convert into video format. Mind map can be created out of this. A slide, I mentioned to you about slides. And if you wanted to have a quiz created out of some of the topic, we created the summary curriculum, right? And ask the system to create 100 multiple choice questions based on first module. It will create the MCQ questions for you. So there is a quiz option available there. All right. So with this, let me come to the video again. So let me look at the chat. Any tools for animated pictures or GIF format, especially for research purposes? Okay, GIF. Let's try. The napkin doesn't have GIF options, so I haven't tried that. But but you can try this in normal GPTs like ChatGPT or Gemini. You can prompt and ask the system to generate a GIF for this particular thing. So think that you wanted a GIF for a particular activity. Maybe a process flow can be created as a GIF. Just prompt it and create, just like asking the system to create an image or a video. You can ask them. One particular tool I just wanted you to try is AI Studio. So AI Studio comes with a lot of options where you can create images. I think most of you are familiar with a banana option. So this is one place you can come and try for GIF. Okay, let's try this. AI Studio. And again, so if you are unclear about something, ask the expert. Okay, now let me ask another question to let me ask to Claude, such as tools for GIF creation. I normally use Gemini to create GIF kind of things. Meantime, let me look at the completion status. It's a bit long video, I believe. You can also try that. It's always nice to compare the tools. We know that most of these tools are available, free trials are available. Give the same prompt to Cloud, Gemini, ChatGPT, and see the response, because you may be using it for your purpose, right? If you are a mathematics teacher, your requirement will be more or less the same. But if you get a better result in one tool, so think that Claude, if you are a Malayalam faculty or a local language faculty, I don't know about other local language, better Malayalam can be created with the help of Claude. Claude is good for creating good Malayalam, especially in writing. So let me run this. Which doesn't mean that Gemini cannot create or ChatGPT cannot create. You create the same. So think that you write a poem, 4-line poem using ChatGPT, do the same activity using Claude, and you can see the difference. The 4-line quality of words in one is better than the other. It's taking some time. All right. So this 1-minute video I will share with you. If it is not downloaded during our session, I will share it inside a Google Drive. So let's the activity happen in the background. Let me come to the other tools. In the content delivery, so we discussed about content creation. Now let me take another demo. So think that you are a computer science faculty or a faculty who is supposed to teach about basic machine learning in a classroom. Okay? So normally machine learning, when you talk about machine learning, we should talk about a term called model. So create machine learning model. Sometimes model is a very common name, but you cannot able to clearly articulate sometimes what is a model. If it is in the first class, I am talking about the first class. So how can we use or leverage on some of the tools available for better explanation of concepts inside the classroom? So I take Notebook LM as an Notebook LM, teachable machine. So let me share this. I was wondering, using tools like Notebook LM, is it possible to generate a professional CFP brochure for academic event? For brochure, Canva-like tools are better. Like just like the thing that you wanted to go for a trekking, you can use normal shoes or office tools for the purpose. But we know that trekking shoes will help you in that. So that likewise, all the generative AI tools have the minimum features. Anything can be used for any purpose. But there are tools specialized for some purpose. Like I mentioned, you use Grok for preparing project report. Grok has the capability to prepare very good looking project reports. But on the other side, Claude is a tool which can be, I already told, if you wanted to create Malayalam local language written with quality, Claude is a good tool. If you want to create applications like a mobile application by prompting, Claude can be used. If you want to create a website, Claude can be used. So likewise, there are specific tools available for specific purposes. In that, if you specifically wanted brochure quality kind of thing, Canva is the most suggested one, where there is a prompt where you can prompt and create content. Perfect. So let me come to this tool. I will go for a quick demonstration using this. Let me quickly check how many of you used this tool before, not teachable machine before. Anybody in the call already used teachable machine? Please type yes if you already used. Okay, nice. Because yeah, all right. Good. So let me use a simple demonstration. Um, this is again a tool from Google. I take the first option called the sample project. So here there are options. So what I'm going to do is I am switching on my camera. What I'm going to use, I use different classes. This offers one class and I will take one or two classes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to train some models. So I have a mobile phone with me. The first image I'm teaching this machine. This is a mobile phone. So it can be kept like this. If I keep it like this, it should recognize as a mobile phone. And this should be mobile. So I take some sample and rename this as my first object is mobile. So I have created 28 samples. And the second image, I have a water bottle kept here, even though I haven't drink some water. So this is a water bottle. So I hold it, this bottle with me. Okay. So some sample image captured. So I'm naming the second object as water bottle. So think that I wanted to have a third image. So let me click on a new class called 3. And here I am going to train the third object as my mouse. Yeah. So let me rename the third class as mouse. So what I have done is I have selected 3 sample images and then feed the system with sample input so that the system understand that this is that, and this is that, 3 objects. Now there is a term called the train model. So if you are new to computer science or new to machine learning, so understand training is means just like if you have a new dog at home, you train, right? If you have you have a machine you purchase for some purpose, initial days we have to train ourselves to get in touch with that particular thing. If you use a new mobile phone, it takes some time for you to get trained with the features. Just like that, we are just training the system. And right now, the training is done. Now I have the option to check it. So what I have is, you look at this. I'm keeping this here. So now the object detection is happening. So it is recognizing. Are you able to see the responses here? Yeah. So 3 things: mobile, water bottle, and then mouse. Now it is recognizing this as mouse because it knows that this is a mouse. So think that I have a different mouse with me. I think that I have something. This is not a mouse, right? This is my specs cover, but it resembles like a mouse. So it is falsely accepted like a mouse. Now let me come with my water bottle. So it is recognizing this as a water bottle. Okay. And mobile phone is detected. So what I'm telling you, you can train different objects with the help of the input I have given. Now the question is, my job in my first class to the student is I just wanted to introduce machine learning and introduce the concept of a model to the student so that the student should have a clarity about the model in the first hour of my class. So what I'm going to do, there is a option called export model. So I just click on the upload my model button. So it is uploading, means uploading to the cloud. Okay. Now it is available as a link. I'm just copying the link and I'm sharing the link with you. Okay. So I want you to open this. Okay. So all of you can open this, just like you can click here and open this. This will run in your browser, whether it is a mobile or a desktop, it will run. And you can test it. You can use your mobile phone to test, and the system will tell that, oh, this is a mobile phone. And if you have a mouse with you, you can test and detect whether it is a mouse. Like if you have a water bottle. So now let me know, are you able to recognize object from your end with the kind of link I have shared with you? I'm waiting to hear from you. Yes, I'm getting a few responses. Now I am telling to the students that this is a model. what I have done is I created a model of object detection, and now it is, if I wanted to enhance my model, so one can simply complain, I used my specs cover and it falsely recognized as the mouse. Okay, so you give more input samples, you can avoid that. All right. So likewise, you can enhance your model. You can fine tune your model. All the concept you discuss in your machine learning class can be discussed with this small example, right? So this is how you can enhance your classroom with the help of some of these tools available. I'm just demonstrating one or two tools, but you can um, use more from your side. So I have 10 more minutes left with me. So I will use my rest of the time to discuss about a very important tool called Gemini. So let me spend some time to, so what we have done so far is, whether it is a content creation, whether it is a curriculum designing tool, whether it is an image creation, video creation, all the tools available, we just used it. Okay, all these are GPTs created by some companies, whether it is OpenAI for ChatGPT, we are just using. Now I want all of you to create your own GPT before leaving this call. Okay, I'm taking it as a 5-minute challenge. Okay, in 5 minutes, how can you create your own GPT? So whatever GPT you use right now is already inbuilt in some of these things. And this is possible with Gemini. Gemini, once you log on to your Gemini account, there is a provision called Gems. Just click on the Gems button. On the right side, you have an option called New Gem. Don't worry, all these are given you as a step-by-step process in the exercise sheet. So if you haven't received this, I will share the link at the end again. So this second exercise is something that I am going to demonstrate. Even though you couldn't able to do it in the call, you can do it later. Every resources is also shared. And what you have to do is first come here and click on the new gem. What the new gem needs, it needs a name, it needs a description, and it needs some instructions, and it needs something known as knowledge. Okay. What the step-by-step process tells you, I'm just copying things from this slide so that you can easily understand how it can be done from your end. Okay. So I wanted to give a name. I'm just giving the name as question paper generator. Okay. I'm just copying and pasting question paper generator. That is the name of the GPT, custom GPT you are going to create. Description, this is something you wanted to see it in the screen. Even though you haven't typed this, nothing will happen. Description is just a tagline. So I'm just leaving that, discussing only the important thing. Now the most important is the instruction. So what I wanted to do is, so I tell you the context. Question paper generator, think that you have a syllabus for your 8th semester, 6th semester, 2nd semester, or for your UG program or PG program. Either you can give the entire syllabus, otherwise you can give the specific syllabus. What I'm going to give is, I'm giving a sample syllabus which is provided there, which covers the 3rd semester to 8th semester of Kerala Technological University. So what I need is, as per the university guideline, the question papers follows this guideline. Every question should have 2 parts. There are 24 marks awarded for the first part with 8 questions from each module. There are how many modules? 4 modules, I believe. 8 questions from each, 2 questions from each module, 4 modules, 8 questions, and 3 marks. And then the second category, it is 36 marks for 4 modules altogether, 9 marks specifically for each question. And this is, and for your university, whether you are from Telangana or from Andhra, any other state, you have a university structure and you have a university guideline. I want you to just copy the guideline of the question paper preparation. And what you have to do is just paste it here. That is your instruction, just like it is a prompt you are giving. I'm giving the sample prompt. You can customize this and create it for your need. And as a knowledge, now it needs the knowledge. And knowledge is nothing but the syllabus or the references. If you are creating a syllabus and then add this as the knowledge. So let me wait for the file to get uploaded. You can see it from here, like it is around 90% completed, done. So what it is done so far is I have given a title for the custom GPT I want to create. Now I have given the instructions for creating the question papers. This is how I want the question paper. And now I have given the sample domain knowledge in the form of a syllabus. It can be anything. And now I'm clicking the save button. All these instructions are clearly mentioned in the step-by-step process you can. Once it is done, it shows you the start chat button, done. So I mentioned about a 5-minute demo. The 5-minute demo is done. Now what I'm going to do is, I want to create a question paper. Okay, so let me take one particular subject. So this is one of the subject mentioned in the syllabus. So if you have a syllabus, you have a particular subject name. I am taking the example of foundations of artificial intelligence and then pasting it here. Only instruction I am giving is, so think that if you have a subordinate to do some task, you will ask the subordinate to prepare question. Because I created it for this purpose, so I don't need to elaborate. I mentioned the course name and then just type prepare question and pressing enter. My hands are here. I am not doing anything. Let's see what happens. All right. So based on the input that is given, it created you a question paper, part A, module 1, module 2, each question carries 3 marks. Module 1, 2 questions. First question and second question. Module 2, 2 questions. Module 3, 3 questions. Likewise, 8 questions from part A. And part B, we mentioned about, it should have a choice. 9 should have a choice like 10. And each question should have 2 parts, A and B. And it completely following our instruction and create the question. Okay. So this is how, again, I am telling you, don't take this and give to the question paper committee for the question. This is only half done. Again, I am going to the old philosophy. This is only half done. The rest is review it. And now you understand that in my course curriculum, it is mentioned that this is a level 4 course. In Bloom's taxonomy, this is referred as a level 4 course. So my question should also align with the level 4 of Bloom's taxonomy. So now what I am suggesting the system, modify this for level 4 of Bloom's taxonomy. So now we know that level 4 is analyze. So your question should have something like questions from understanding level, analyze level, the apply level, and finally to the knowledge, understand knowledge, and analysis, and then the apply and analysis. These were the 4 levels. And these two, so think that you wanted another combination like finally when you conduct the examination, students will finally pass the exam, right? So I'm giving some criteria like 40% easy question. These are some of the instruction you can give or skip it. Easy questions. So your final question should have a combination of 40% easy, then another 40%, 50%. So I am going with 50% easy questions, 30% medium difficulty or intermediate questions, intermediate level, and finally, those who get above 80 marks should be the top performers in the class. Once you sit for the final evaluation of the course, we also should follow the bell curve.